Workbook page 46. Number 1. Write each statement as an expression using grouping symbols. Do not evaluate the expressions. In other words, we don't have to solve them. We're just writing the statement as an expression. So grouping symbols being parentheses. Find the sum of 13 plus 7, 13 and 7. And then it tells us the word then. So that indicates something is being done first. Then subtract 5. Multiply 3 and 4 and divide the product. So we have to get the product first. So we'll multiply 3 and 4 and divide the product by 6. Add 138 and 127 and multiply the sum. So again, since we're multiplying the sum, it tells us we're doing that first. Times 5. Multiply by 5. Divide the sum of 45 and 35 by 10. So again, we're finding a sum, so that has to be done first. And we're dividing that by 10. Add 300 to the difference of 926 and even though it says and, I'm subtracting because I'm looking for the difference of 926 and 452. Okay, and I'm finding that difference first, and then I'm going to add 300 to that difference. Number 2, compare the two expressions. Do not evaluate them. How are their values different? So the first expression is 2 times 489 plus 126, and the other one is just 489 plus 126. So the first expression is double the second. Okay, and the reason I know that is because they both contain the same amounts, but in this one I'm taking this amount and taking it times 2. And letter B, 367 times 42 minus 328 and 367 times 42. And the difference is first expression is 328 less than second. And again, the reason I know that, taking my same expression in both cases, but in this case I'm adding the fact that I'm subtracting 328. Alright, in this one, number 3, below are advertisements for 2 stores having sales on t-shirts. Write an expression that represents the cost of 2 shirts at each store. So if I'm going to buy 2 shirts, if the regular price is 14, I'm going to buy 2 shirts, but I'm going to divide that by 2 because they're half off. Okay, over here, I'm just going to do 2 times 8. Which store has the better deal? How do you know? Okay, this is a tough one because we're assuming, I guess, that the t-shirts maybe normally are both the same price at each store, but perhaps this store has more expensive t-shirts, so maybe this one's the better deal. But if we're just going by the numbers that we see here, I'm going to say that Shirts R Us Shirts R Us shirts cost $7 each, which is $1 less than T-Shirt Mart. And that makes Shirts R Us the better deal because 14 times 2 is 28, but he's paying or he's getting half off. So for 2 shirts, he would be paying $14. Here for 2 shirts, we would be paying $16, and that is a cost, if we're going per shirt, $7 per shirt, $8 per shirt. Okay, page number 47, problem number 1. Krista has a garden that is 5 yards by 2.5 yards and wants to cover it with compost. The compost is sold in bags that cover 5, 15, or 30 square yards. Which size bag should Krista buy? So basically I'm looking for the area of a garden that is 2.5 by 5. So again, if I just do my 2 by 5, that gives me 10 square yards that are inside of here, and then this piece is 1/2 by 5, and 5 halves is 2.5. So my total area, 12.5. So looks like she should be buying 15 square yards. And if we just did that using estimation, once we saw this number was 10, we should have recognized 30 square yards would have been much more than we needed. 5 square yards falling short to cover what we need. All right, number 2. What is the value of the 8 in the following numbers? 8 in the ones place is 8. 8 in the tens place is 80. 8 in the hundreds place is 800. 8 in the thousands place is worth 8,000. And 8 in the 10,000s place is worth 80,000. Okay, looking at number 3. 5 meters is how many millimeters? 1,000 millimeters per meter. So 1,000 times 5, 5,000. How many kilograms is 8,000 grams? 1,000 grams per kilogram. So 8,000 divided by 8,000 divided by 1,000 gives me 8 kilograms. 10 liters is how many milliliters? There are 1,000 milliliters in every liter, so 1,000 times 10, 10,000. How many decimeters in a centimeter? Well, centimeter is equal, 10 centimeters is 1 decimeter. So it would take 80 centimeters to make 8 decimeters. And 5 metric tons, convert that into kilograms. And we have 1,000 kilograms per metric ton. So 5 times 1,000, 5,000. Number 4, find the volume of the prison. And remember, the formula for volume, length times width times height, or if we know the base, it is base times height. In this case, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 across the bottom. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4 going our depth or width, and 1, 2, 3, 4 for our height as well. So 8 times 4 times 4. Or we could do 4 times 4 first and get 16, and take 16 times 8. 8 times 6 is 48. 8 times 1 is 8, plus 4 is 12. So it is 128 cubic units. And question number 5. Explain what happens to the value of 8 as it moves 1 place to the left in problem 2. So we're starting with the 8 here, and we're moving to the left each time 1 place. Every time it moves 1 place left, it becomes, and there's our pattern, so it's moving left every time, 8 to 80, 80 to 800, it becomes 10 times greater. And there you go.